Boy, yeah, the name is Slack. Thanks for coming back. Let's walk through some more Resident Evil Village. At the end of your run through House Beneviento, after completing the doll puzzle down below in the basement, and you get back upstairs, you are going to encounter Angie. This maniacal little doll here is Angie, and at this point you have to play a deadly game of hide and seek with Angie. I'm going to show you how to do this, plus how to complete the associated challenge Hide and Seek Master, where you defeat Angie in under 1 minute and 40 seconds. Let's get busy.
Major Slack Videos.
Alrighty then, this is where we last left off in part 13. Alright, we still have nothing in our inventory. And we just escaped the dollhouse down below, and we're back upstairs on the first floor. Alright? Go down the hallway here. And through this door and into the living room. This is where it all jumps off. Get a little cutscene.
Don't leave. I can't let you. You're still alive, huh? Before my friends murder you! Tick-tock! Your life, son, alive. Wait!
And she's not kidding. Alright, now at this point... What? Sorry, try and find me. Alright, so that's your objective. At this point, you have 1 minute to find Angie. If you don't find her within 1 minute, this is what happens. As you can see, the dolls are all getting more and more agitated. Just pretend that, you know, you're not able to find her. Looking all around. All the dolls getting more and more agitated. More and more agitated. And eventually they attack you. And they do a lot of damage. If you check your inventory, you're damaged into the red. You're not limping, but you're very damaged. Alright? Now, let's go find her. And the attack timer has been reset. Or rather, it's going on again. So in another minute, there she is right there, okay? Let's just say you don't find her again in another minute. Okay? Same thing happens. All the dolls get more and more agitated. As they're running around in a panic. And they're making you nervous because you see all the dolls shaking and getting more and more agitated. And they attack you again. This time they attack you so bad, like they damage you so badly that your heart is beating loudly and you're limping. You can't move very quickly. And that will eventually reset so you can move at normal speed, but you are extremely badly damaged at this point. Okay, so you've checked here. It's the same. Look, you're in the red, but you're at the point where if they attack you again, they'll kill you. So as you see, I'm moving very slowly. And let's just presume that I still haven't found Angie, even though we know she's upstairs. And it's the same thing. You have 1 more minute. Now we can move normally again. But it's the same thing. We have 1 more minute to eventually find Angie. As can be. you'll know when the timer is running out because the doll's getting more and more agitated. And this is it. And that's it. The third time they attack you, you die. That's what you're up against. Now, you have to find Angie 3 times. You don't have to, it's not just once, you have to find her 3 times. Just to demonstrate. No, oh, here come the authorities. I better hurry up here. Hustle up, slack. This cutscene you can skip, so let's skip it.
Try and find me.
First location is always upstairs. Guaranteed. First hide and seek location. Okay. She's playing hide and seek. We gotta go find her. It's always upstairs. So you go upstairs. And there she is. Interact with her. You always have a little fight. Stab her a few times.
Fucking monster.
That's it. Now we have to find her again. We're playing hide and seek again. At this point, if you successfully found her within 1 minute, you reset the attack timer. Okay, so it's not like you find her in, like, say 45 seconds and then you have 15 seconds to find her again. It doesn't work like that. If you find her successfully in 1 minute, you reset the attack timer and now you have another full minute to find her again. Alright, now to fully explain how to find her 3 times on various floors, let me backtrack to where we first entered House Beneviento, because after you complete this section and you successfully defeated Angie, what happens is you get locked out of the elevator hallway. I'm going to call this the elevator hallway, and I won't be able to show you exactly where to find Angie in all the 5 different locations. Alright, so I'm going to backtrack to where we first entered House Beneviento, and I'll give you a complete tour of where to find Angie, plus a good strategy to complete the hide and seek master challenge. I'm just going to show you right now. Defeat Angie in under 1 minute and 40 seconds. You have just enough time to do this if you follow my strategies. Okay, so let me backtrack and I'll give you a complete tour of the house. Okay, back in House Beneviento at the beginning, before we did any the stuff downstairs, so that I can give you like a complete tour of the house. Here we are. This is where your quick or your auto save is. You just came back up the elevator. You just solved the doll puzzle. You're back up inside. You go down the hallway here. Enter in here. You get the cutscene. Then Angie says, "Try and find me," and that's when it all jumps off, right? First location, like I said, is always upstairs. So race as fast as you can. You have 1 minute before the dolls attack. Go upstairs. Into this room here, and you always find Angie right here, as I showed you before. She's always there, guaranteed. Go up, grab her, stab her a few times, she knocks you down, and then now you have to find her a second time. You're going to play hide and seek a second time, right? The second time, Angie is always in the living room, but it's one of 2 random locations in the living room, right? And I'll show you where those random locations are right now. Downstairs into the living room. The first random location is, as soon as you come in, hook around to the left, find the sofa, and she's right there. Right there. That's the first random location in the living room. You can actually see if she's there as soon as you enter the living room. So you enter the living room, just glance off to the left, and you can see her in between these 2 posts here on this thing here. Okay, you can see if she's there, run around to get her. Right? You don't have to commit to that though, but like I said, you can see if she's there or not. If she's not there, continue on down towards the fireplace and hook around into this corner here. That's the second random location in the living room. She's always in one of those 2 locations. Right? Now, once you've found her again, you have to play hide and seek with her a third and final time. The third and final time also has 2 random locations. that could be either in front of the elevator or in this little alcove in the foyer. The foyer is a shorter run, the elevator is the longer run. If you're just trying to complete this section of the game, you don't really care about the challenge, I would go for the foyer first, okay, because it's a shorter run. So run back into the foyer, straight through here, turn to the right, and she'll be there, if she's there, alright? And after you grab her the third time, that's it, you defeat Angie, basically. You get a cutscene, and I'll show you what happens. If she's not there, you have to return to the elevator hallway. So go back into the living room, okay, back in the living room, and go over there. Back in here, all the way down. And she'll be right there. And then you grab her and defeat her. This is all doable within a minute. Between each hide and seek section, it's all very doable within under a minute. Okay, so you should be able to do this no problem without taking any damage. Alright. Now, as far as doing the... Let me just demonstrate completing it without having to complete the challenge. And something else too, if you want to go for the challenge, which you should, down here in the basement of the dollhouse, after you collected the fuse, alright, and you only have one task to complete, and that is, this is after your first, like after you ran away from the baby monster, you encountered the baby monster in the bedroom, you got the fuse, you ran away from the baby monster, and now you only have one task to complete. That's to take the fuse to the breaker box. This is the last time you can do a manual save in the basement. I strongly recommend you do this, because once you get upstairs and you do the whole hide and seek scenario with Angie, if you complete it because you're trying to see if you got the challenge or not, the game force feeds you an autosave after that, and you can't backtrack, reload your autosave and try again. You're gonna have to backtrack to your earliest or your latest manual save, and this is it. This is the last manual save you can make. So I strongly recommend that you make a manual save as soon as you get the fuse, alright? So you don't have to backtrack too much, alright? So let me just repeat this little section here. We saw this in the previous video. Slap the fuse in there. Waiting for the elevator. Baby monster's approaching. There she is. Oh boy. Get in the elevator. Spin around. Hit that switch. And up you go. Now once you start this run, the first cutscene is skippable. All the cutscenes where you find Angie are not skippable, so don't hit like the whatever that button is to do the pause menu, because you'll just waste time, I'm presuming. Don't do that to try to skip the cutscene because you can, because I'm presuming that will just waste time. Okay, so come along here. This first cutscene, come into the living room. This is skippable. So skip that, and you're out to the races. Try and find me. Fast as you can, go back to the foyer. I would go around the right side of the table to avoid having to wiggle past the table. Straight upstairs. The end here. Hang a left, and there you find Angie. Grab her. Get a cutscene. This cutscene is not skippable. As soon as you get knocked down, start pressing on the quick turn button. Periodic, so you quick turn as soon as you get out of this sequence, and then run for the living room back downstairs. Okay, now you go this way around. As the door will be open, you can check to see if she's there. She's not there. Alright? So now you know. You don't even have to go around. She's not there. So now you know that she's in this location. Alright? So check it. And grab her. Now you have to find her a third time, and she's in one of two random locations like I said. I would go for the foyer first. If you just like want to complete this section of the game without having to do the challenge, go for the foyer. In here. And there she is.
You're never going to get out of here.
And let me see if I can restart. That will complete it. At that point, you beat her. Alright? Now, let's say you're going for the challenge where you have to complete her in 1 minute and 40 seconds. There are 5 locations altogether to check. The first one is guaranteed. And in the living room, there's 2 more. And then the third time you play hide and seek, there's 2 more. That's 5 locations. It is, in my humble opinion, impossible to check all 5 locations. Okay, I've tried it, and it's like you have just barely enough time. I mean, you come in around maybe just a little over 1 minute and 40 seconds. It's just barely enough time. That's if you go for the foyer first. So what I would do is, if you're going for the challenge, just when you can easily do like the living room, right? Okay, no problem. So let me just run through it here. Okay, so this you skip.
Try and find me.
Upstairs is guaranteed. Go straight for that. I would go around the right side of the table so you can approach the stairs head on. You don't have to fumble around trying to wiggle your way past the table. In here, as you're approaching, slam on that interact button so you interact with her right away as quickly as possible. Like, point down and slam on the interact button.
Fucking monster.
Stab her. You get knocked to the ground. Now start tapping on the quick turn button. Not too fast, just like at half-second intervals. As soon as you spin around, take off. Now you're going down to the living room, and you're going to watch on the left side to see if she's in the first location. The door is always open. Watch on the left side. There she is. Grab her. Now at this point, I would commit. It's like you only have a time to do one of the 2 random locations for the third time you play hide and seek. In my humble opinion, she's more likely to appear at the elevator, although this is a shorter run. I think it's specifically worked out like that. She's less likely to appear in the foyer, but it's a shorter run, but she's more likely to appear at the elevator. So what I did was I just simply commit to going to the elevator, even though if you commit to going to the elevator, you won't have a chance to check the foyer. So just go straight for the elevator. And she's there. And that's how he did it. Okay? That's how he completed the challenge. And if she's not there, simply restart. Don't interact with her. Simply restart so you can try again. It's only a minute and a half. So, it's not you can waste a lot of time. And you have a good chance that she's going to be there. So do it exactly like that. And you complete the challenge. Alright, so now I'm going to show you my run. I just did this like an hour ago where I actually completed the challenge. And, yeah, like that. I'll show you the run right now. Okay, here's my challenge run. This is after practicing the run up to the bedroom and back down to the living room about half a dozen times just to make sure I had the route down and there's no fumbling around, okay? Then I went for it. And I pretty much got it on my first try. So up to the 2nd floor. Now as you're approaching Angie, what I'm doing is I'm looking down and I'm slamming on the interact button. Look down, slam on the interact button so that you interact with her right away. Now there's a cutscene. As soon as she knocks you down, I start tapping on the quick turn button. Don't spam it, just tap it. Tap it at half-second intervals. Tap, 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 tap. As soon as you spin around, take off. And right down to the living room. Now, as you get down to the living room, you're going to be ready to watch on the left-hand side to see if Angie is there. Take a look. There, she's there. Go for it. So I went for it. Interact. And at this point, you're gonna gamble on either the foyer or the elevator. Go for the foyer if you're worried about the time limit. I always go for the elevator because I feel there's a better chance she's gonna spawn there. But, you know, your mileage may vary, maybe that's just my opinion. And here, it turned out that she was there. I went for it. And I'm not sure when the timer stops. If it stops here or after you actually kill her. So I ended up cutting the cutscene short because I was worried about the final cutscene adding on to the timer, which I don't think it does, but I was kind of worried about that. And now I'm like slamming on the pause menu button to try to get the skip menu. There we go, got the skip menu option. Skipped it. Got the key. I don't think that makes a difference, but that's just what I did.
So that's who was behind all this?
And then back to the pause menu to go to challenges and see if I made it. And I made it. The one thing I don't like about this is they don't tell you what your actual time was. Like, even if I go back now afterwards, after this like announcement screen, if I go back to the hide and seek master, it doesn't tell you what your actual time was. So I don't know how much time I made in it, but I did do a few runs after this, and it came out to about 1 minute and 30 seconds, even going for the elevator. So you can do it even faster if you gamble on the foyer. Alrighty then, I am now going to demonstrate my amazing powers of extrasensory perception and correctly predict where Angie will be if she's at the first location in the living room. Okay, and I'm doing this to live commentary, so they know I'm not cheating. Okay, I'm not dubbing in the commentary after doing this to live commentary. Behold, the amazing powers of Slack. Okay, we get the cutscene, skip.
Try and find me.
This only works if she's at the first location in the living room. So I may have to do a few runs here.
Fucking monster.
Alright, let's go down to the living room. She's not at the first location. Let's do it again.
Try and find me.
Fucking monster.
Alright, let's go down to the living room. She's at the first location. She's going to be at the elevator. One for one. Let's try it again. Skippy, skippy. Go upstairs.
Fucking monster.
She's at the first location. She's gonna be in the foyer. Two for two.
Try and find me.
Fucking monster.
Okay, coming up on... She's at the first location. Here we go. She's in the foyer. Three for three. How'd you do that, Slack? Okay, I'm gonna have to slow down the video to show you because it happens very, very, very quickly. But this is something you can do to determine. It only works if she's at the first location in the living room. You can correctly and accurately predict where she's going to be in the third hide and seek scenario, right? I'm going to replay the video and I'm going to have to dub in the commentary because I have to slow down the video like to a crawl so you can see what's going on. Alright, the amazing Slack will now reveal how he performs his magic. Basically what happens is you're going to watch the cutscene very, very carefully. You catch a fleeting glimpse, I mean like a quick fleeting glimpse of what Angie's going to do after you stab her. And if she's going for the foyer, you'll see her in between those two posts, you know, on the railing. Just as you can see her, if she's going to be there in the first location, you can do the exact same thing as she leaves. And you got to give Capcom credit for making the cutscene completely accurate as to, you know, her reaction. Okay, so stabby stabby. Now you're going to watch the left side of the screen very carefully. I'm going to freeze frame at the critical moment. You're going to see Angie passing by. Okay, watch carefully. This bobbles around. This is all happening very quickly. Watching left side of the screen, looking between the two posts on the railing. And she takes off and freeze frame. Busted. Busted. See that left side of the screen? You can see just the bottom part of Angie's dress there. That means she's going to the foyer. If you don't see that, she's going to the elevator. And it's that simple. So there you go. Another little trick to help you get that that challenge complete. The only thing I don't like about this is it kind of slows down your reaction time. I almost prefer just, you know, gambling, just guessing, because you know, you have to sit there and watch, and then if she doesn't go for the foyer, you don't see anything, and then you're kind of sitting there going, I didn't see anything, and by that time you wasted a couple seconds, you know what I mean? So, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, which is the better strategy. But that's another little trick you can use. So there, as you can see, we saw her pass by, so she's in the foyer. All right. And finally, let's play the entire Kill Angie cutscene, because I don't think I actually showed that in this video because I interrupted it to do other stuff. So let's see what happens when you finally kill Angie.
We're never going to get out of here. Stupid idiot! What are you doing to my cute friends?
It's over. Mia, I'll make things right. What? Good. I need to get out of this place. So that's who was behind all this?
And at this point, you get an autosave, so this is where we're going to pick up next video. Thanks a lot for watching, and if this walkthrough helped you out, please post a comment. I'd love to hear from my target audience. And I'd especially like to hear from you if this helped you complete the hide-and-seek master challenge. And especially like to hear from you if you ran through everything just the way I pointed out, and you opted for the foyer first, and then it wasn't there, and then you went for the elevator and still managed to complete the challenge. Because I'm really curious if that is possible. Like I said, I timed it, and I came in just like a second under a minute 40 seconds doing, like, checking all 5 locations, but I wasn't sure if the final cutscene factors into the time, the challenge time, or not, because I'd already completed the challenge, so I don't know. So that's the thing, you can't reset your challenges. So I'm really curious if it is actually possible to check all 5 locations and complete the 1 minute and 40 second challenge. All right, so thanks for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and stuff like that there, and I'll see you next time for some more Resident Evil Village. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes. Alright? Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.